Welcome everybody to the Sunday show. I have with me always David McNiner and special guest, the notorious GAV. We got Gav in the building. Making
Let's
sure
go.
to
Let's
go.
go.
So if you
Thank you for
guys,
having me. Thank you for having me, Brian. Thank you very much.
oh man, it's a blast. So if you guys seen the thumbnail, I think it's only suiting. Have we gotten enough juice? And I think we got one of the biggest juice fans right here. If you don't know this, yeah, man's always been cheering for Juice. He makes me cheer a little harder for him too. Love to see the guy make it as a captain. But let me give it to you, Gav. How are you doing? How's it been for a little while? And what's your thoughts on the Niners?
Yeah, I'm good. I am, Brian. I'm absolutely fantastic. Yeah, and my thoughts on the Niners. I think I picked it up because the rest of last season wasn't going to panic mode. I think we causes for concern, but I don't think we're as bad of a position as people think we are. I think we're slightly better than what we are. We're still contenders. We're still in this fight. We're still going to make the playoffs. Whether we get our number one seed is doubtful, but we just need to turn it around. After the bye week now, we'll come back twice as strong. Give them a week off. Everybody's refreshed. We got Chase Young now added on the defense. He's on our D-line to bolster there. So I think we got reason for optimism. We're not 5-3 like we was 2 years ago, and we went to the NFC Championship game. We're 5-3. So I want to bring as much positivity to this as I can. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree. The bye week's going to help. This team's pretty stacked. They just need to calm down a little bit. And yeah, so let everybody know a little bit about yourself if you don't mind. How did you become a 49er fan?
Right. So in the 1980s, first off, to start, right, I lived in a house and the house number was 49, okay? And that's the start of the story. Now, when I was a child, right, let's say 1987, 1988, right, I'm like 6, 7 years old, there was a local newsagent shop near me and they sold bubblegum sweets, yeah? And in these packets of bubblegums, they had wooden key rings, right? And these wooden key rings would be in the shape of football jerseys, and they had one football jersey for every team that was in the league. So I used to buy these bubble gums, and everybody used to buy the bubble gums, eat the bubble gums, and then give away the key rings because they didn't want the key rings. So I started collecting the key rings, and I showed him all these key rings I had, and there was only like 2014s in the league at the time because we're talking 1980s, right? And everybody else was picking the Bears because, look, I've got a Bears, I'm a Bear, I'm a Dolphins fan. And I said to my friend, which team out of these should I support? And he said, Gavin, you live in a house and your house number is 49. So you should be a 49er fan, right? So I was like, all right, we'll go with it. He said, like, your team's Liverpool at the time in the 80s. Liverpool were winning everything. The 49ers were winning everything. He said, you've got to be a 49ers fan, right? So a couple of years ago, I started playing games with Americans, right? And I found that I didn't have much to associate and talk to Americans about. So what I decided to do is I decided to adopt one of your national sports, and I would become a fan of the team, right? And I would follow that team fanatically, just like I have followed Liverpool my whole life, right? So I said to my American friends at the time, I said, right, I'm thinking about following an NFL team. Which NFL team should I follow? And they all said, become a Patriots fan. Become a Patriots fan. Follow the Patriots, right? And then I thought back, right? I thought back to my childhood, right? I thought back to these key rings, right? And I thought, how can I be a Patriots fan? When I lived in a house, that number was 49. It's just destiny that I was to become a 49ers fan. So I thought, I'm going to stick with them. I don't care what they're going through at the moment, because at the time he was rubbish. We had, what's his name? Thinking big in a small way. What's his name? The GM that said that. It was just before Kaepernick. It was before Kaepernick came in, right? Yeah, and we the absolute terrible team. And all my American friends are saying, don't follow the 49ers, don't follow the 49ers. Well, look who's laughing now. Yeah, right? So I thought, right, that's it now. I'm becoming a 49ers fan through thick and thin. It doesn't matter. That's the one team, the only team, and that's my team. So let's go. That's how I become a 49ers fan, yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it. That is truly, truly a unique story. All right. That is awesome. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got a lot of people here. A lot of people you know. I think you know my wife, Tony Culp. She's out.
Yeah, shout out Tony. Shout out Tony. What's going on, Tony?
Check her out if you haven't. We got 49ers Ultimate Report, John Jay. We got
John Jay. Shout out John Jay.
We got Eric Wallace. Steve-O, thank you for coming. We got my buddy Boss Quest. Really, really cool guy. He also loves the Packers. Check him out. And we'll have him back on the show here soon. Yes. So chat is popping, everybody. And check it out. We got one of the best comments in the chat right now. Best thumbnail ever. Again, if you haven't seen the thumbnail, definitely check out the thumbnail. And I want to ask, I'm going to ask David first. Let's see what David's thoughts are. Have we had enough juice, David? What can we do? Do we need to get juice more in the offense? What can we do? And when he is in the offense, we're doing usually really good. I think it was just a year ago he was the number 3 leading receiver. I think we need more juice. What's your thoughts?
I honestly would like to see us utilize him more. I mean, right now he spends most of his time just hitting the hole blocking, and he can pass catch. When it comes to running the ball, it hasn't necessarily been effective, but neither has our overall run game the last several weeks. So, but yeah, I would definitely like to see us use him more, second tight end even maybe, right?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Essentially to me, a fullback is basically another tight end. They both run and block. They both run out and catch. Juice is that guy. And I also like seeing him in the game last week where he did the quarterback sneak. I think that was a great idea. Really, really do. Gavin, what's your thoughts? I mean, I know you're a big Juice fan. So how should we get Juice more involved in this season?
It's not throwing the check down. Why doesn't Brock Purdy throw the check down? Sometimes you just got to give what the defense is giving you. Right, just take what the defense is giving you. And he doesn't throw the check down enough. And that's why a big part of the reason why Juice isn't getting as many yards as he was 2 years ago, to what you alluded to, Bryant, where you said that he was the 3rd best receiver in yards on the team. Right? So where has that gone? Why have we gone away from one of our safest hands on the team? Yeah, he hasn't dropped a catch all year. He hasn't, the only catch, right, he didn't make when he was targeted, I was called a defensive pass interference, right? Every other time he's touched the ball, he has been positive yards. He's 100% effective this season. Why aren't we using him more? It's a great question. I definitely think we're not using him in the right way. We're using him as a blocking fullback. And to be honest, I think he's too old to be a blocking fullback. And if you check his PFF grades are terrible compared to the other blocking fullbacks in the league. When you think of the Ravens fullback and the Raiders fullback, is it Andrew? What's his name of the Ravens fullback? Because they got a good fullback. But yeah, I think this year could be the first year that Kyle Juszczyk misses out on the Pro Bowl. And he's been 7 years on the bounce. He's been in the Pro Bowl. And I really don't think that he's going to make it this year because we're using him in the wrong way. And like David said, we should just move him to tight end, I think. Just move him to tight, right? And use him as tight end too, I think, because he'll be so effective. He's got that wheel route, right? And nobody can guard him on that wheel route. He's always open on the wheel route, and he's got the safest hands on the team, basically. He never drops a catch. When do you see Kyle Juszczyk drop a catch? You never see it, boys. You never see it. It's a rare thing, right? And to be honest, right, what I'm not happy about is it took 3 games to get Juice the ball, right? And we gave Juice the ball on the run play on 3rd and 1. I don't get that. That's not where Juice is at his most effective. Juice is most effective when you line him up in the slot and then he becomes wide receiver 3 or 4 or tight end 2, tight end 3. He becomes wherever he wants to be. And he's just unguardable. We've gone away from that and I don't understand it. I really do not understand it. Why? Can somebody explain to me why that is?
Is it a shakeup in our coaching, our running back coach? What's his name? Bobby? Is it Bobby Turner, who was our coach, a running back coach? And before that, so. It was Tom Rathman. And I think Bobby Turner. I don't think he's a running back coach this year. I could be wrong, but I agree. Get the guy out there, and if you got to put him as a tight end, that's a great idea. We were talking a couple of days ago on other shows, and we were saying, why aren't we using other players in these lineup? If we have all these players that can line up and go to play in different positions, then why aren't we doing that? If we know Juice can play as a wide receiver or a tight end, why aren't we sending him out there like that? McCaffrey, he can obviously do it. Debo can do it. Kittle can do it. We can have Kittle in the backfield or on the wide receiver line or, running out like a tight end. So I think being a little bit more creative and using Juice in that way, I think that really is working. That'd be a great idea. And I like what you said too, the 3rd and 1. Sure, he should be able to get a 1-yard rush, right? He should totally be able to get that. But what I'd like to see him do is, like you just said, have him swing out to the right, throw him the wheel route, or, have him go over to the side just real quick and just dump it off to him, do a check down and let him run up. I think he's better at catching in the backfield and getting that 1-yard line, 1 yard for the first down or the touchdown than he is to, really rush over the top. It's not that he doesn't have the push, but I think you said it. I think he's been used a lot as a blocking tight end or a blocking player in general. And that might've taken a little bit of wear and tear, or people are just used to it already. They know how to go up against him. And maybe
here's a tough question. Here's a tough question for you, Bryant. Right? Is Kyle Juszczyk's body breaking down with age?
Ooh, see, right now I think he's still healthy, but that's a good point. He's been in the league for 7 to 8 years now, and
no, this is his 10th. This is his 10th year.
10th. Thank you. Yeah, he plays a very physical position. You don't see a lot of running backs and fullbacks play that long. So, but I don't see him breaking down, but you're definitely a good point. He's getting older, and maybe he's trying to guard himself so he doesn't have those injuries.
Maybe. I seen him on, right, because he's so good at setting the edge. Fair plays to him, right? If he's a linebacker or a safety coming off the edge, he's great at blocking that. He's always going down low. He's got the leverage. He's always thinking ahead, and he barely misses a tackle. But this year, I've just seen him not be as strong as what he used to be. And I have to, as Kyle Juszczyk's advocate, right, which is what I like to call myself, right, because I'm not his number one fan, right, because there's people who have been following Kyle Juszczyk's career longer than I have, right, which qualifies them as a bigger fan than me, right. I've only just come the last couple of years and said that I'm Kyle Juszczyk's fan, right. Yeah, well, I like to be known as his hype machine, his advocate, right. So we need to acknowledge, right, Kyle Juszczyk, right. But I just seem to, I've got to be unbiased with it. And I think that maybe his body isn't what it used to be. His blocking isn't as good as what it was. I'm telling you guys, watch the footage again, right? And on some of the plays, you could see him crumple and stuff. And it's like, do we really need to be killing him at his age? Just move him to tight end. I've been saying it for the last 3 years now. Just move him to tight end. That's what I think.
That's a good idea. That truly is. So the guy that I was really, really excited about, besides, I'm a big Jake Moody fan, but the other guy that I was excited about was Jack Toledo.
Oh, Jack Hammer.
Oh my gosh. I really hoped we were going to be able to keep him. He's from Oregon, and he played all kinds of different positions, played quarterback. He's like that Tyson Hill, player.
Yeah.
But he can play defense too. And we've got him on our practice squad, and then I think he was snatched away from I think the Pittsburgh Steelers picked him up. So,
yeah. He's on the Steelers practice squad. Yeah.
Yeah, he would have been great. And
the Jack Hammer package. That's what they used to call it. That's what they used to call it, weren't it? Every time he's on the field, the jackhammer package. I was a big Jack Coletto guy. I saw what he could do on the field in the practice games, and he looked really good. He looked really good, especially when he was running routes and stuff like that. He was really good, and he could block as well. Woo!
Yeah, he caught that one touchdown in the end zone, and well, he didn't catch it in the end zone. I think he ran it in, and
he's like for like 2-3 yards. Yeah,
that was just great. So. David, I think he's a pretty big Jason Poe fan. What's your thoughts on him?
I honestly think right now he's on the practice squad. Right? He didn't even make the team.
I believe so.
And our interior line, they need help right now. So, and I don't see the downfall in giving some of these young guys snaps and seeing what they have, but we all know how Kyle is with young players. He likes to let them sit, and then, when we need them, we got to go through the growing pains. So it's kind of, not productive for what we need is what that is, though. That's just my opinion on that. But Jason Poe, he's very athletic. He's short and thick. He could actually play fullback or even like maybe tight end in a jumbo package,
He did play fullback. Jason Poe did in college, yeah. Played a bit of it. I'm not sure he's the answer, though. Is he the answer to our prayers on the O-line? I don't think so. Because if you watched him in the practice games, in the preseason games, he was okay, but he wasn't. I don't think he's the answer. I would have liked to see what we could have done with Ilm Manning. I don't know why we let him go. Why did we let Ilm Manning go? Because I think he was a good developmental piece we could have used on the O-line. That just made no sense to me, getting rid of Ilm Manning.
We did end up getting him back. So he's currently on the practice squad. Yeah.
Maybe plug him in.
Well, on top of that, being on the practice squad doesn't mean you're protected. I think we can only protect so many players. I don't know who is actually protected on the practice squad right now. But,
so
yeah, we ended up getting him back.
Oh.
Crazy Juice brought up a good point, and I googled it. He's on the Jason Poe is with the Jets, so not surprising at all. Real quick, shout out Nathan Z. Thank you for coming, buddy. We got Corey Davis in the house. Real big fan and supporter of Corey, my big brother. And we got Raphael. If you guys don't know about Raphael, he's probably one of the coolest Raider fans out there. I love listening to him talk about the Raiders. And, right now he's got a lot to talk about because the Raiders have had some adversity, we could say, or some shakeup in their organization. And real quick, we also have another great guy. He's got a cool YouTube channel as well, the Sentinel Football channel. So check him out as well. All right, so check this out, guys. Let's get into it, and we'll get back into talking 49er football. Currently, since Miami and Kansas City's playing, and that game's back and forth a little bit, we're going to skip that game. And let me start out with David. David, give me your thoughts on Minnesota and Atlanta.
I think this is a battle of the mids, and Atlanta kind of has the advantage because isn't it at Atlanta?
Yes, it's at Atlanta.
And, Minnesota, they're bringing in Jaron Hall, which is a local QB product of me. He played at Brigham Young University, BYU. And he is straight up a project. He is far from finished. I don't think Minnesota has the advantage in this game. If they had Kirk Cousins, I would say something different. But,
Yeah, Kurt had them starting to believe in themselves pretty strongly. Okay, so Gavin, we have the Arizona Cardinals playing the Cleveland Browns, and let's just say the Browns, they've gotten pretty hot.
Yeah, I got the Browns by you. Yeah, I got the Browns all day. I think by you. I don't. Is Murray back now? Is he healthy? I think there was talk about him possibly starting this week. I don't even think, even if he is starting, I don't think they'll beat them anyway. I think the Browns are too good. Their defense is really good. So yeah, definitely, I got the Browns by you and 100%.
So what I understand about the Cardinals right now, they let Dobbs go to Minnesota. Dobbs was their backup quarterback, and they are starting the rookie quarterback now. So, yeah, it's not Murray. So Kyler's still hurt. I wish Kyler would just go play for the Oakland A's. I really do.
I should just go play Call of Duty.
Right. Okay, so my game that I'd like to highlight a little bit, definitely will be paying attention to, is the Los Angeles Rams versus my buddy's team, my uncle's teams. Green Bay Packers. This is the moment for Jordan Love to show everybody it's okay to believe in love. I'm going to leave it there. Let's go to David. David, it's Washington versus New England.
Well, you got the commies versus the Patriots, the red versus the red, white, and blue. So you got to take the Patriots on this one. And, on top of that, the Commanders just literally sold two of their best pass rushers off that defensive line. So they're going to be, regressing at this point.
Yeah, I can see it. Okay, Gavin, we're going to go to maybe one of your favorite teams. You might know somebody who likes this team. We'll just leave it like that. We got Chicago Bears going down there to New Orleans.
Yeah, I got the Saints by you, without a doubt. The Bears suck ass. What are they, like 2-5 right now or something like that? I'm not sure what their record is right now, but I know they're losing. And yeah, Chicago Sports Talk, Michael. If you listen to this, you owe me a video. Don't forget, you owe me a video. Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. I'm telling you now. But yeah, I want to just touch on the commies game, right? That Chase Young trade, right? Couldn't it work out like a free trade? Because if we don't pay Chase Young, right, we get a conditional third round back for him. So basically, we're paying $500K free rental for a guy that's got more sacks than anybody else on our D line. I think it's win-win. It's win-win, but that is. John Lynch deserves a medal for that, to be honest. Yeah. So, yeah, without a doubt.
I love it. Yeah, maybe that's why he got his promotion. Or maybe they just didn't announce it until this happened. But the Chase Young acquisition is basically a win-win. It's a rental for the next 8 games. So I really, really think that's awesome. Okay, so we're going to move on to Seattle and Baltimore, and I'm wearing my purple today, so I'm definitely rooting for Baltimore. I'd love to see that them help us out just a little bit. Jamarcus Russell, I'm sorry, Lamar Jackson is 17-1 versus NFC teams. I think Joe Stevens said something like the Seahawks are like 23 and 19 or 23 and 9. I think it was 23 and 9 versus the AFC or something like that. And so it should be a pretty good game. Both teams are expected to bring both, everything they got. Seattle, though, does not have the advantage going to Baltimore. So I think, again, it's going to be a great game. If Seattle loses, then that just puts us in, neck and neck in the tie for first place again. So, again, you don't hear me say it too often, but go Baltimore. Okay, David, we're going to go to Tampa Bay and Houston. What's your thoughts? Is Baker Mayfield going to show Jimmy Ward what's up, or what's your thoughts?
I don't think so. I got DeMeco Ryans in this one because, the Texans are playing at home. The Buccaneers are that team that you just don't have any idea what they're going to do. The Texans, they're not supposed to be winning much because they're in rebuild mode, but, they've won some games they're not supposed to too.
Right.
So, but I got the Texans at home on this one because they're at home.
I can see it. I can see it happening. Okay, so Gavin, we have the Indianapolis Colts going up against the fierce Carolina Panthers team that just got a win. What's your thoughts?
I don't know. I don't like the Panthers by you at all. I don't fancy them, so I'm gonna go against them. I am, yeah, without a doubt.
Awesome. So we're gonna rock with that as well. Gardner Minshew is playing pretty good, and shout out Uncle Rico. So we got the New York Giants playing the Las Vegas Raiders, and I'm glad I get to pick this game. The Raiders let everybody go. Everybody's gone. So there's rumors. Is Tom Brady buying the team? Is he going to be coaching the team? Is he going to be the starting quarterback in a week or two? So there's all that out there, right? And I just think it's amazing. And now you got the Giants that they don't know who they're playing at quarterback anymore. But the Giants are a blue-collar team, and they could definitely march into Las Vegas because truly Las Vegas right now is a neutral site. It's like LA. Opposing teams come in, and they practically have a home field advantage because Las Vegas doesn't have that home field. Got a very fancy stadium, very, very expensive tickets, and they just can't seem to fill them with their own fans. So yeah, I'm going to go Raiders just for the sake of it. Shout out to my brothers and my dad. They're big Raider fans, but I think the new rookie quarterback or the new intern coach, I think something's going to change in the locker room right now. Essentially, Devontae Adams is the leader of the team, and I think he'll have to step up really big for the Raiders to win this game, and they can. David, are you ready to talk about the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles?
Can a guy root for a natural disaster?
Draw. We want a draw. That's all we want. I'm a Brett. I'll take a draw.
I mean, I've never wanted a tie so bad in my life, but at this point, I picked the Cowboys just because it's an inter-division matchup, and I kind of feel like neither team, has played someone that says this is a marquee victory. Which, the Eagles did beat the Dolphins at home. They did, but the Dolphins always start out hot and fizzle down the stretch. So we'll see the outcome of that. But I picked the Cowboys in this game just for the sake of it will help us.
All right. We do have a special guest coming, but I think he needs a second to get everything straight in the background. Gavin, we are going to go to the next team on the schedule, the Buffalo Bills, the New York, the real New York team, right? And they're going to be playing Cincinnati, that team that just had their way with us. So what's your thoughts on this great AFC matchup?
I think the Bengals are a good team. I think they're underrated. They were in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. So, it's a tough one. But I think, the Bengals. I'm going Bengals, I am.
They seem to be getting hot at the right moment. And it's not that the Bills can win this game, but it seems like it just seems like the Bengals are that hot team right now. Shout out to Corey. Corey,
what's up, Corey?
How are you doing?
Hello, Gavin Torres. How you doing?
What's going on?
Nice to see you.
Yeah, and you too, man.
Wow, this Dolphins Chiefs game. There's a minute of 3 left in the fourth quarter. Dolphins are driving. They're down by 1 touchdown.
Isn't that game in Germany?
Yes, Frankfurt.
Yeah, I think they've got their own league. Didn't they have their own league at one point in NFL Europe or something? I think German NFL is massive in Germany. They love it. They love it over there. Shout out to the Germans.
I'm seeing all kinds of different fans in the stands here. I saw some faithful, but I see jerseys from a wide variety of teams there, not just the Dolphins and the Chiefs. But yeah, I did. I've seen some faithful Kittle jerseys and Bosa jerseys here and there.
I see it happening soon. They'll definitely they'll either open up the NFL Europe again, or they're going to put a couple teams over there. I can definitely see it. So let's finish.
There was talk about us having the Jags, weren't it?
Oh, yes. Kansas City ball.
Yep.
Can I just say, right, Roger Goodell, I know you listen to this show. I know you're an avid listener, right? But fuck the Jaguars, you can keep them.
We play the Jaguars
Hey.
next, and it's gonna be fun. We
The Jags, I don't know what their record is overseas, but when they play in the United Kingdom, I don't remember them ever losing one.
They lost to us
And
one year.
I don't know what it is though.
Yeah, they lost once to us over in London, so that was fun.
What I want to see, right, boys, this is what I want to see, right? Now, they have the game, right, when it comes to London, in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, okay? Right? And I think they've had one or two in Wembley as well. But what I want to see, right, is for the NFL to have a game in Wales, right? And there's a big, massive 80,000 capacity stadium in Wales called the Principality Stadium, right? And it'd be awesome, right, for us to host an NFL game there, because we had a WWE pay-per-view there. We had Clash at the Castle. That was at Wales's Principality Stadium. If WWE can go there and have a pay-per-view and sell out, I'm sure enough an NFL game would sell out there too. So come to Wales, NFL. Roger Goodell, well, we know you're listening. Come to Wales, baby. Come to Wales. Come Rhianbeth.
Yep.
I see it happening soon. All right,
I hope so.
We're going to finish out the schedule real quick, and then we'll get back into the NFL and the football 49er talk and all that good stuff. But, Corey, since you popped in, you get the last game. How do you feel about the Chargers, the Los Angeles Chargers? They used to be San Diego, but, you know, they all right, they have to move around too, I guess. Going and playing the New Jersey Jets. What's your thoughts?
I'm trying to remember what I picked on that game. Who I picked? I believe I picked the Chargers to beat the Jets. I believe I can't remember good. My memory is still bad, so don't quote me on this. But I think the Chargers might pull this one out. You know, but the Jets are playing good. They have a good defense. So
Robert Saleh is a god.
Yep.
For them to get any wins after Aaron Rodgers going down in the second play of the season, and for them to still pick up wins and be in the position they're in, Robert Saleh deserves a knighthood. Sir Robert Saleh, they should call him. If he has a winning season this year after losing Aaron Rodgers, he deserves a medal. He should be coach of the year.
It's kind of hard to argue with that. Before Aaron Rodgers got hurt, I was predicting there would be a 49er Jets Super Bowl, and I still think it could happen. I think it could happen if the Jets just keep together. They definitely seem to be a very gritty team. They're not like the Giants. They are not like the Giants, but they both teams fight. But I think, like you said, the coach is a different Saleh in the Jets locker room. He's difference maker. He sure is. With the Aaron Rodgers Achilles. I'm so sorry. I keep on saying ACL. That experimental surgery that he's working on, rehabbing from. He's hoping he could come back. So you imagine if they can get into the playoffs and Aaron Rodgers is actually able to take him somewhere. I mean, wow. He wants to keep.
You have to take him seriously. You have to take him seriously if that happens.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah. Okay, so Gavin, what's your thoughts on this league right now? We started out 5-0, and now we're 5-3, and you get to talk to John Lynch right now. What's your thoughts? How are you asking him? What would you say to him to get this team back on track?
Well, John Lynch, right, I know you're listening, just like Roger Goodell does, right? But what I wanted to see, and I don't want to blast Chase Young, right, because he is a great acquisition, especially for the free trade that we could possibly get him as. But I think we needed a DB. I think our DBs are soft. I think what teams are doing now with us is they're getting the ball out so fast, they're just negating the pass rush. And our DBs are so soft. Right, what's happened to Talanoa Ufunga? Right? What happened to all pro Ufunga last year, to the Ufunga that we're seeing this year, missing all these tackles? Right? What happened to Charvarius Ward? Charvarius Ward was locking down people last year. This year, he's just giving away, he's just holding all the time and giving away penalties. What's going on? But there, I wanted to see us invest in a DB. I did, but what do I know? I'm a dumb Brit. I know nothing. So yeah, but that's that. But yeah, I think we can turn it around. We'll be fresh now after the bye week. We will. I know the Jags are an okay team, but I think we'll steamroll them. We will. Let's stop running out CMC into the ground, right? Let's not kill him, right? Let's bring back running back by committee. What happened to that? What happened to running back by committee, guys? Why aren't we using that anymore? It's just CMC all the time, every time, and it's just killing him. They are head hunting CMC. They're just ramming his head into the floor when they're tackling him and stuff. He's going to get hurt sooner or later. So let's bring in Jordan Mason. Where's Elijah Mitchell? He hasn't been healthy all season. What's going on with him? So, yeah, this is what I want to see. Bring back running back by committee. That's definitely what I want to see.
We used to go with the hot hand in 2019, right?
Yep.
We had Coleman, we had Mostert, we had Breida, we had a three-headed monster. And I would love to see CMC, still get all kinds of touches, but let's bring in JP Mason. Every time the guy gets the ball, he's 5 to 7 yards down the field. I mean, and then Mitchell, he has been here, but every time he gets the ball, he gets stuffed. So
he hasn't been healthy. He's hit and miss with his health, isn't he, David? He's not always healthy. So yeah,
that's a fact. That's a fact. Right? What you got?
Oh no, I'm agreeing. I'd like to see the running back by committee. I can only sit here and pull stuff out and then speculate with you guys and say, well, this might be the reason he's not starting. Mason might not be the best blocker. That's the only reason I could see him, or maybe he's not the best catcher, receiving back. But I see him catch the ball in the backfield. I've seen him run out like CMC and catch it as well too. So maybe it's his blocking. And then you go to, Mitchell. Mitchell seems to keep getting banged up, and I don't understand that at all. I do not understand how they're healthy to go, but then he gets hit, and he seems to be a little bit more like crap. I'm going to mute you a little bit, okay? All right, got it.
Yeah, he's got the game. He's got the game on the background. Yeah.
Yeah. When we get to Corey, he can just unmute. But for right now, it's like, I would love to see even TDP out there, but they don't seem to believe in him. I think they're calling TDP TP, if you guys know what I'm saying. And that's not right. We keep using players, for third round picks, and they're not turning out. So yeah, I definitely like to see.
Hey, I tell you one third round pick that we got right that got blasted for years. Mitch Wisnowski. Right, everybody blasted that pick, right? And he has been booming this year. He's got a leg on him this year. So, yeah, shout out Mitch Wisnowski. Yeah, but I've been hearing a lot, right, that Jordan Mason can't block, right? That's what I've been seeing a lot of. But how do you know? How do you know Jordan Mason can't block when we don't see him on the field? It's just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. So let's just see what he got. Like you said, he's always productive. He's always falling forward. He's getting 5 to 7 yards per play. Why aren't we using him? Let's use him more.
Yeah, I totally agree. It would be something just to spell, the other players out, and just give them a break for a second. I know CMC's a warrior and he wants to be out there all the time, but maybe we need to save him from himself a little bit.
Yeah, wrap him up with bubble wrap. Yeah,
I love when we run the ball and we have the ball for 12 minutes, 14 minutes, and the other team can only have the ball for 2 minutes. I'm not that guy that wants to see us throw the ball, and score real quick. I like the defensive games, the gritty games, and for me, the best way to keep our defense healthy is our offense to continue to convert and just continue to hold the ball. So that means we got to grind it out. Hey, it's a boring game. We don't have the biggest stats, but guess what? When you come to play us, you're going to be remembering it after the game. You're going to feel it. We're a physical team, and I think that's where we've gotten away from a little bit, is becoming a little bit more finesse. I
Yeah.
really wanted them to go after Derrick Henry. We didn't. People said, "Oh, he wouldn't have fit on our team." I think he would have. I think he would have made our offensive line that much better. Guy just needs to run through the hole. He can do everything CMC does. Everything CMC does. He just might not be as agile, but the guy is bigger and he's like a semi truck. So maybe next year, maybe he'll come
He's
our
got a hell of
way.
a stiff arm.
Exactly. And it
Yeah.
made me a little nervous when I heard that Dallas was interested in him. If Dallas could have hooked up with King Henry, oh my gosh, that offensive line. So sometimes with me, when we go after players, it's like we have to play keep away from the rest of the league. We have to try to keep the good players coming to San Francisco and not the rest of the league. So I'm not afraid to pay. You know, if that means we got to pay, we got to give up a. That's why this Chase Young thing is so brilliant. We're not paying anything for him. Our rookie quarterbacks.
500K. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like come on. So I love it. I love it. David, what's
Brian,
your thought?
can I just piggyback off what you were saying earlier as well, right? But like we should bring the run game back as well, because that sort of us going away from the run game is negating one of Brock's best abilities, which is the play action. Yeah, and that's one of our best. I mean, when we can run the play action, right? That's one of our best plays, right? Yeah, because we just fool so many teams, right? Yeah, with the moving on the line, the misdirection. Yeah, I just don't get why we're going away from what we do best, which is smash mouth football 101, run the ball downhill, outside zone. I just don't get it. Like, do you mean? Let's bring it back. Let's get the play action running, and let's just run the ball.
Yep, that's what we should do, and we don't do it no more. We used to do that and run it by committee. And I got a question. Are we? I listened to y'all earlier about Ushek. And he does run good routes. And he does get out there. But do y'all think because our offensive line not blocking good, that they keeping them in the block more to send him out the pass? Because when he goes out there for a pass, he makes some of Raw's catches too. Remember I don't know, I can't remember who we were playing. I think we were playing the Green Bay. He caught the ball and he pushed that defender down.
Oh no, that's the Steelers. That was the Steelers. It was what's his name? Parsons, and then Micah Parsons, wasn't he? And he stiff armed him to the floor and just run him over. Yeah. What a play! My second favorite Juice play. Yeah.
Yep.
Why aren't we using him like that anymore, Corey? That's great. I'm glad you've actually brought that up, because that's a great question. Does Kyle trust the O-line? That's a great question. And the way that they're playing Juice at the moment, it looks like he doesn't. It's a fabulous point, that is, Corey. Fabulous.
That's a good point. I really think so as well. You don't know if that's the reason. You can assume that's why Kittle and Juice are not getting the production or being used in the offense, because they're staying back and blocking. Bebop brought it up. We need Trent back. We need him back. David, what's your thoughts? How do we correct this, man? Can we go back to what we have, or have we stepped away? Because I know we got Danny Gray. He's coming back. We want to go deep with him. Our wide receivers, we're starting to feature them more. Ayuk has definitely been a voice that people have said, hey, let's get him the ball more. So are we converting from being a run heavy team to a passing team? And how do we maneuver around this? Is this the best direction?
Well, we seem to be a pass-first team right now because the run game isn't very effective. And, we've historically ran the ball and play defense, eat the clock, dink and dunk, just get downfield, score some points, put up more points than the other team. I mean, that's the whole goal here, right? At this point, we need Trent Williams back big time. Jalen Moore did do an admirable job blocking, but you can't replace Trent Williams. And we're going to be without Aaron Banks, guys. turf toe.
Yep.
We're going to be without him for a few weeks. So we're going to get a good dose of Feliciano, or I'm not honestly sure who they're going to start at left guard. But either way, we're going to get a good look at someone else. And at this point, yeah, they have been leaving the, George Kittle and Juice in a little bit more here and there to help the offensive line block. And I would like to get back to what we do: run the ball. Run the ball, eat the clock, keep our defense fresh. Which, our defense has kind of been an issue for a few weeks too, though. Mainly stopping the slot receiver, the intern, our slot corner, the nickel. He's a big problem. We get, play off the receivers. This is just from what I've seen. We play off the receivers, and they're getting the ball out really fast to negate our pass rush. That's how you beat our defense. This is what teams are trying to do to us. So, and right now, Steve Wilkes has the bye week to study film, see this, and make corrections. So I'm fully expecting to see these corrections in Jacksonville.
That's a great way to transition to my question for Gavin. Gavin, you are our guest. We do want to have you on as often as possible. Just you send me the your signal, and I'll get you the link as fast as possible. But you're always welcome. So with our new defensive coordinator, Steve Wilkes, and what we've done in the past, we had Robert Saleh. People were kind of upset about Robert Saleh for a little while, and then it started working. We went to the Super Bowl in 2018. Everybody forgive him, right? And then we go and transition off of Saleh because he gets a head coaching job, and we have D'Amico. In that first year, everybody was a little bit like, hey, what's going on, right? And then what happens? We all fall in love with him again. So do you see this happening with Steve Wilkes, or it seems like he's only been everywhere he's been in the NFL for about a year? He did play us, coach against us. I think he was the Cardinals coach. He got 2 wins against us that year. But it doesn't seem like he's able to stick around very long. So do you see him weathering the storm? Do you see him sticking around and us, being like, hey, just like our other coordinators, or do you think we picked the wrong guy this time?
But I don't necessarily think that we've picked the wrong guy. I think Steve, I just want to apologize for if you think I'm in a war zone, right? I'm not. It's bonfire night and there's fireworks going off. I'm not just sorry, right? But well, I don't think it's all Steve Wilkes' fault, right? Steve Wilkes is not at fault for all the missed tackles, right? It comes down to gap. They're not covering the gaps on properly, right? People are just missing tackles, and it's not all to do with Steve Wilkes. But he needs to start getting on top at the start of the game, because it looks to me like three quarters to get adjusted to what the offense is doing before he can nullify what they're doing. So I think he needs to use his toes a bit more, maybe get him on the sideline as well, instead of being up in the box doing some talking to the boys and telling them what's going on. And I think that, like I said earlier, he's not. I don't think he's the wrong choice right now. I think that he will get better. It's just we need to just be patient. But Super Bowl is back, so he needs to get it right. And he needs to get it right now. So there's a lot of pressure to be great, especially after how spoiled we was. Like we said, with Nico and with Salah, we there, right? We're 2 defensive geniuses there. And I think because we've been spoiled, we're sort of expecting greatness from the start. And like you said, we have to remember that Salah didn't start off too well, that he was under a lot of fire, and then we went to the Super Bowl with him. So let's just be patient, right? And let's see if he works and goes right.
I love it. And I agree with you. Just be patient. Let's see what he's got. Just because he's been on different teams for 1 year doesn't mean that's what's going to happen here. And, maybe him stepping out of the booth, coming down to the field is, change something. Maybe maybe he just needs, to feel it. And, I'm a big Star Wars guy, so I believe in the Force, and maybe that's what he has to, embrace is, getting on the field and doing it and, absorbing the Force. So shout out to everybody in the chat. We appreciate all for coming. We like
doing Tommy Axie, nuggets all day, baby, nuggets all day. We're going to repeat, baby. Breathe in the nuggets, boys. Let's go.
Yeah, so, back a little bit.
Yeah, go for it, Corey.
What David said. We could get our running game going.
Yeah.
Keeping the teams keeping our offense on the field a little longer, scoring fast and stuff. That gives our defense a rest. And it puts our defense out there less. If we could take 12 minutes or 15 minutes off the clock or, running the ball and just dinking dunking down the field. That will keep our defense fresh. They don't have to be on the field so much.
Cody, I got a question for you. Why do you think that there's been a drop-off for every player that we've paid big money? Have they dropped off to where they were before we paid them that big money? Yeah, we're talking like Bosa, we're talking Warner, right? Warner's missed a lot of tackles the last couple of games. What is it with us paying players the big money and then them dropping off in form?
I don't know. That's a good question because a lot of that happens. Like Nick Bosa, he always played keeping what is it called? Covering the outside, covering the outside. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but
setting the edge.
Yes, check the edge. He always was good at that. But the last few games, he's been missing tackles too. I don't know what that is. Is that because he missed training camp? I just don't know why when these players get their big money, they kind of fall off a little bit.
There's a saying I heard, right, that it's hard to get up and run in the rain at 3 a.m. in the morning when you sleep between satin sheets. Do you get what I'm saying, guys? Do you pick up what I'm laying down? Yeah. I don't know. You got to get that money, and you got to still want it. You got to still want to stay on top. You want to get that next contract as well. It's not just good just getting one contract. You want to be thinking about the contract after. So yeah, I don't agree with that. People getting paid and then dropping off. We need to see it. We need to see why we're paying these people.
That's a good point. You go out, you work really hard in the gym, and then you come home, you shower, and then you climb in a bed that's really, really soft and really, really, comfy, and makes you really a tough guy, doesn't it? That's oh my gosh, wow. Hey,
it's a boxing term. It's a boxing term, that is. I heard it in boxing, I did, yeah, but I thought I'd use it as an analogy for the 49ers players getting paid as well. Like,
I love it. I really love it. So, yeah, guys, this is a great episode. Really, truly is. We do this on Sundays. We run through the schedule a little bit and talk, 49ers, and talk NFL a little bit. I am really looking forward to it. I think the missing key on our defense right now is the issue is when we go for that first tackle, if we miss it, there's nobody behind us. And, it's like Bosa right there, setting the edge. He's trying to dive. He's trying to get those shoestring tackles, and he doesn't have somebody like Jimmy Ward coming up there and making the tackle.
You were missing Emmanuel Mosley as well. People like Emmanuel Mosley as well. Dwayne and Amena who we lost as well. I think these are key pieces that we lost last year that people are underrating and didn't think that they were as good as what they were at the time.
Yep. These are guys that aren't afraid to tackle. These are guys that weren't giving you the big hit. They were taking you down. They were tackling. And right now we got guys that want to hit with their shoulder, and they're not wrapping up, and they're missing. Sure, you give somebody a big hit, but they ran 5 yards or 10 yards off of your big hit. So where are you at now? A highlight reel that didn't really show that you did much. We don't need torpedoes out there. We need guys who can tackle. And I think that's where we're at right now is they just got to put themselves in better position. Stop being eight yards off the wide receiver and letting them get, an 8-yard pass on first down, making it easy for them on second down and third down. Let's just get a little bit more tighter. And, that's my thoughts, guys. I'm going to give it to David. We'll give it to Gav and Corey. We're going to get out of here so everybody can watch some football. It was daylight savings time, so please make sure your clocks are set and correct so when you go back to work, you're not late. But, I feel great, guys. Thank you all for coming. David, what's your thoughts? Closing thoughts.
My closing thoughts is we need to play 49er football and be disciplined. Just need to do their jobs. Let's leave this development league team that claims to be the 49ers at home, bring the real players, and play some football in Jacksonville.
Very well said. Very well said. Gavin, great guest, man. Again, anytime you want to come on, you just let me know. We usually go live about the time on Saturdays and Sundays, and really appreciate you. So your final thoughts on the bye week, the 49ers, anything else you want to get off your chest? The floor is yours.
But I just want to apologise for the fireworks in the background. If I come on tomorrow or next week, there won't be so many bangs in the background, and it won't sound like I'm in a war zone. I'm not in Gaza. I swear, guys. Right? So, but yeah, I just want to keep it positive. I want to keep it positive. Right? I think we're not done. We're not done yet. We're still in this fight for the playoffs, and I think that we can still go all the way. Even if we don't get that number 1 seed, right? We can still qualify for the playoffs, and we'll still be a threat, and everyone will be scared to play us. It doesn't matter if we're home or away, right? They'll still be scared to play us. I think we just need to go like we've all been saying out the whole show. Let's go back to the run game. Let's bring back the running back by committee, right? Let's just start pounding the ball more. Let's start getting the play action going. Let's just doing all the things. Start playing complementary football. Let's start doing all the things that we do so well, right? In the Bay, what we're known for. Right, and let's as a faithful, as a community, right? Let's get rid of all the negativity, right? Let's start bringing it back into positivity and saying we can get back into this, right? Yeah, but we are still the faithful, and we are not done, right? And we will still fight till the end, right? Because we're coming back, and we're gonna steamroll the Jaguars, right? Yeah, we're gonna beat them by 10 points minimum, boys, right? Yeah, bucking right now, right? Juice is getting a touchdown, right? Yeah, let's get Juice on the ball. Let's start throwing that check down, right? Let's take what the defense is giving us, right? Yeah, even if it's just 3-4 yards, like, let's get positive yards every single play. Let's start using Juice on the wheel route. Yeah, we know what he can do. Let's put the ball in the hands of the people that play the best, and he is one of the best players on the team. So let's get Juice the ball.
Yep. Thank you. Everyone listening, please remember the word you just said. Let's get Juice the ball. Have you had enough juice? I can tell you, we have not had enough juice. Corey, I don't know how you're going to follow that up, but go for it. Your thoughts on the situation. What else do you got going on today? And let everybody know about you. And final thoughts. The floor is yours.
Okay, boy, that's a much. Just like Gavin said, let's use juice more. Let's use our fullback more. Let's run the ball. Let's use running by committee. Let's get back to being 49ers. Let's get back. Offense need to get back to being bullies. That's what we were known of. Playing hard. Being the bully, making other teams fear us when we coming into their house. They like, don't want to really play the 49ers because we get hurt a lot because they play hard. We need to get back to that. And later on tonight at 7 p.m., I am having a hangout show. So please come join me, and we can talk more about the Jaguars. And also, we can talk about the games that's going on this. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. The games that are going on this Sunday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern time.
Corey, on your intro or your outro, I can't remember. I believe it's your intro. What does it say at the end?
Oh, I know. I just said when Kevin said, I said, oh boy, it says we ain't done yet.
And that's it, folks. We're not done yet. We'll be back next week. The Niners are playing.
Yeah, boy.
So be faithful. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me.
Send us out, David.
Hey, go Niners and F the Lambs.
All right, folks. I love it.